Alright, welcome to our week 5 practical session for group 1, alright? So by looking at some of those submissions, okay, one of the submissions that Dixon have done that before, okay, but she actually haven't taken it back again, right, okay? Those assignments over here, alright? So when I look back again to those kind of demonstrations, okay, those kind of samples from Dixon there, okay? What I actually have seen, okay, from her submissions there, right, okay, her process of working were not quite right. Okay, the research, the reference is okay there, okay, is good there, okay. By right, those research is quite detailed there, okay, in terms of develop the skill and styles there. But the problem that we had from the submissions were basically based from the technique that she tried to apply from there. So that's the things that basically I'm actually having questions, and also I've been raised to Dixon to improve back again on her way of working there, right? Especially when you want to draw back again your face. Okay, these techniques that we actually have been demonstrated to you guys over here is all about basically to redraw your face become into cartoons there, okay, to becoming cartoons there, okay. But the problem is right now, if you cannot draw cartoons, why don't you transfer your own drawing back again into your own faces, and then you're going to be exaggerate your faces to become a bit more bigger there, okay? The head become bigger than the body there, okay. And then you just redraw back again according to the line kind of strokes that we need to apply on our methods of skills here. Okay, that's the thing that we have to go through there first, guys, okay, to work with it. Okay, let me share basically my screen. Okay, first of all, okay, let me check back again the files here. Okay, Dixon, make sure you're ready there, right, okay? Make sure you get yourself ready there, right?
Sir,
Yeah?
are we supposed to be able to see anything?
Not yet. Okay. Okay. Now, right, if you take a look there, right, okay, how actually I compose back again my kind of faces when I draw there, right, okay. So the features of our face has to be appear correctly when you want to draw there, okay. I want you guys to draw your own faces there first. No one can draw someone else there, okay. I want you guys to study your own faces when you come to develop these kind of assignments there, okay. The point is right now, I want you guys to draw your own faces correctly there, okay, before you're going to exaggerate them. You can actually use any kind of method and style that you want, but the methods that I actually show you guys is one of the methods generally to start to develop those caricatures, digitals there, okay, in digital kind of methods, like or styles there, or techniques there. And of course, normally when we want to draw some caricatures, this is not basically the proper way that most of the artists use, but I'm using this kind of methods to help some of those who cannot draw well to develop their understanding there first, develop this kind of particular kind of checkings for caricatures there. Okay, so Dixon, are you ready to share your screen over here to see better whether you actually can do some correction based on the things that you have done before there, right? Dixon, are you here there, right? Are you preparing there, Dixon?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good, they're right. So thank you very much for your patience there. Okay. Okay, you have a few number kind of reference right now, and I hope you have saw basically my demonstrations. Apply back again. I want to see how it works there. Right?
Okay, showing. Can you see it?
Yeah, can there, right? You saw basically how actually I composed your my head and also another body there, right? Just now, draw a full bodies of these particular kind of subject matters there. Okay, into another kind of version of your caricatures there, right? Okay, you can use your bodies also, right? Okay, but the full bodies of yourself that you draw there. This caricature has to be a full body, say guys. I don't want you guys to use half body of those drawings there, right?
Need to find a full body, full body picture.
Yes, I don't think that I have to answer the same questions there, right? You share your screen there, right, okay, Dixon? And then take a look, okay, what are the reference photos, pictures that you have there, okay? That can be used as a part of those, what we call that, methods of working there later on. Anyone cannot hear me quite clear there, right? Please let me know there. Can you raise your voice there, right? Can you speak something? No there. I cannot hear you there again, Dixon. Testing 1 2 3. Can you hear me? Testing 1 2 3. Can you hear me there, right? Alright, good there, right, okay. Alright, Dixon, continue there, right? Full figures there, right? It's a full figures kind of illustrations over here. Okay. Okay, the point is right now, okay, just find any pictures there first. I want to see how you execute your drawings. Okay, how you actually going to execute your drawings over here, because the one that you produce on your kind of submissions, everything is wrong there, right? Okay, it doesn't look like you there. Okay, you try, you draw yourself, but it doesn't look like you there. Okay, that's the main kind of issue that we have right now, because when people draw caricatures, they have to be exaggerate basically their faces, but it still can be recognizable as a person there, right? Okay, but some people we cannot exaggerate simply there, okay. To make it a bit more like a cartoon version of them, you have to redraw according to those faces there first. Alright, you just make your head bigger than the body, that's all there, okay? And then you transfer into your own drawing styles there. So that's basically what we're supposed to do, okay? Alright? What you're trying to do right now, Dixon, okay? You haven't actually cropped anything from here. You cannot, you don't actually crop anything, you don't actually compose anything, you don't actually manipulate anything from here based on what I've done for my demonstrations there before. Did you actually watch basically my demonstration that I did on Monday? How I actually execute those kind of drawings there, how actually I prepare my files before I'm going to draw. So that's why, okay, I saw basically only a 16 view on these videos there, right? So that means most of you guys did not actually do your own homeworks to do some revisions on these videos over here. That's basically the thing that I saw from your efforts. Okay? Alright, only 16 view right now there, okay, from these demonstrations that I did there, okay. No one actually do any kind of homeworks before we prepare ourselves to attend these sessions today. Alright, what happened to you there, Alexander, okay? I think we waste a lot of time right here, right now, basically to wait for some of your friends basically to work on it. So right now, I have basically Dixon kind of photos there, okay, which is I captured basically back again from there. So what I can do right now there, right? Then I'm going to crop some of the elements from here. But some people don't know how to crop correctly there, okay? Even though using a very simple kind of methods like this one to crop there, right? Copy and paste. Alright, I'm going to delete this one there, right? I'm not going to use these pictures anymore there, right? To work on it. Then I can take some of the photos right here if I want to there, okay? So I can do some selections, simply do some selections over here. And I'm going to inverse the selections, copy and paste right here if I want to there, see? Simple kind of compositions there. Simple kind of manipulations there, guys, okay? I didn't have to put a lot of efforts to work on that. But I can actually exaggerate them. You guys can see there, right now. So, in order to make these whole pictures are going to be look a bit more believable there, right? I need basically to improvise and also improvise basically those proportions, okay? I exaggerate a little bit, distort a little bit, but still look believable because we are going to make a little bit more like a cartoon version there. We have to make the head more bigger there, okay? But the proportions still make the same proportions there. They can meet the same proportions. They not look weird there, and also the alignment also still the same there, okay? Alright, those are the things that we can do from here, but it doesn't like we make fun of it, but we want to make a cartoon version of us using this kind of techniques. That's the main kind of point there, right? But right now, people always trace instead of redraw back again those faces there, right? That's basically the problem that we have a lot from those students, especially graphic design students who actually have learned a lot of methods to develop those kind of techniques there, hopefully. So right now, if you check a look closely there, right? when people saw this kind of methods, this kind of images, right, okay, they simply draw like this one, right? I don't know why. They doesn't know how to improvise there, right? Okay? By right now, you need to improvise the shape that you saw to make it be more believable to your presentations here. Take a look over here, there, guys. We draw those kind of line works, not just to trace them there, right? Yeah. And of course, all right, we cannot actually use only this kind of reference to guide us to redraw back again. We have to improvise again, because we know basically she has a very long hair, but in order to develop this kind of drawings over here, we cannot actually just simply use them that way. Okay? We have to improvise, redevelop those kind of styles there of presenting this kind of illustrations back again there, right? That's where creativity came from. You want to be creative, it doesn't mean that you know how to use every single software on your parts there, right? Okay? That you have inside your computers there, right? You need to understand how to develop properly using whatever tools that you have right here. That's the things there, guys. Alright, and present it really well there. Try to present it really well there, okay, from this stage. So if these head are going to be distract for me, okay, I can delete them, right? I'm not going to use them. So right now, what this son have made mistake, okay, she tried to draw someone else. She want to draw herself into cartoon versions, but end up doesn't look like her. So what I'm going to do right now, I'll draw back again her own version on her face using basically the same methods that we have done that before. See? Can you see that, this son? I draw full figures there. You can find everything on those reference on the Googles there, right? So this technique that I actually introduced to you guys actually is a very general kind of techniques for those who cannot draw well. But you actually can apply back again those methods according to your understanding, but you have to improve back again on your skills of drawings there first before you're going to paint. Okay? Obviously look like you. When you draw from your reference before, it doesn't, I cannot actually recognize the person that you try to draw. Learn the basics kind of cartoon styles there right first when you want to draw, and then you can actually try to learn to execute back again into different kind of methods later on when you have understand how it works there. See, even though when I draw the hands, I simplify the shapes that I draw. I'm not tracing them there. See, all this kind of knowledge that you actually develop, okay, from my kind of lessons need a lot of practice there. Simple kind of methods, but need a practice that works. Clean up line there, okay? How to clean up line properly there, right? And improvise the shapes there to make it more better for your kind of presentations. Okay, and zoom in into those references when you draw. A lot of people don't zoom in. They thought they had a very superpower kind of, we call that eye visions there, okay? No need to zoom into those references there. See, I'm not actually trace them, I improvise them according to what I thought quite understandable, okay, to develop that kind of skills that back again. See? how hard basically it's going to make there, okay, for these assignments there to complete. Capture the quality of line there first properly, and then after you get the proper kind of outline and strokes, and then you can start to shades there and paint. I introduce you guys some techniques that you actually can produce a few minutes there, right? But you make it a few hours to crop your files there, okay? That's the problems there, because you don't learn from what you see. I don't know what basically you watch basically when I actually demonstrate to you guys there. That's basically the thing that I saw from most people there, right? So make sure that you make it correctly there first. We are not focused on the perfections, but try to make the process correct first there, okay? And then you actually can improvise from there. Alright, Dixon, work on it there, right? I want to share your screen there. Share your screen and continue to do your works correctly. Like I want to see, alright, okay, the impact of these demonstrations there. There's two different demonstrations that I did there, okay, earlier and right now. I want to see that you guys can do it there, right? Come on, Dixon. Share your screen. At this stage, hopefully you can actually execute correctly there. And of course, after this, I want to see a full figures there, right? Okay. Right, how is it, Erickson? How to enlarge the picture, okay? Just transform there, okay? Those files, those pictures there, transform there, right? Are you sure you enlarge the right layers there? Which layer basically you try to enlarge the right? I don't think that's a transform there, right? That is not transformed there, right? Can you save the files there first and then close them back and then open up back again the files there, right? Close your Photoshop, open back again there, right? Okay. I don't know what happens, it's not there, right? What is that there, right? It's kind of cropping there, right? Close the files there, close the files there, right? Then open that back again there, right? Can you make some selections there before the right thing? Click to the layers there first. Scale them back there, right? Increase more on the size there, right? Increase more on the size there, right? Otherwise, either they're going to be look weird a bit, or it doesn't look quite right. You need have to delete some of the layers there, some of the files just now there, right? Okay, some of those images right there, or elements there. You can redraw back again later on there, right? Are you sure we are going to use these brushes to draw? Big son? I did not use these brushes to draw there, right? Hard round brushes. Who actually teach you to use these hard round brushes there to draw there, right? For the past 3-4 weeks time, okay, I did not use any of those brushes there to draw there, right? I only use general brushes to paint, to shades there. I did not use these hard round brushes to draw there, right? I'm using dry media brushes or maybe wet media brushes there to work there. Yes, normally we use Control T there, okay, to transform those files there, okay, those kind of images there, on those layers there, right? I can see basically Dixon did not actually revise my kind of demonstrations there. Are you sure you want to try to use this drawing box happy there, okay, to work on it? There's a pencil heart from there you can use to draw. You can reduce the opacity there first before you draw. Okay, Dixon? You can reduce the opacities there before you're going to draw on the layers there, right? Where is it, Dixon? Make sure you get the right kind of quality of strokes there, okay, when you draw them. Zoom in there, Dixon, there, right, okay? When you want to draw there, someone there, okay, zoom in your images a bit more closest before you're going to draw. Especially on the certain elements like eyes, eyebrows, nose, lips, there, okay, even the hair. That's why you cannot make it right, because you not actually look carefully to your reference closely when you want to draw. Zoom in more clear there, right? Okay. See there, right? It doesn't clear enough there, okay? Even I'm also doesn't want to draw from these positions there. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more there, okay? To make more better kind of understanding on the subject matters that I want to draw there, right? Okay? Okay, start to work on it, right, son? I want to see there, okay, how it works there. How you basically complete the whole drawings here. Alright. You can take your time there, but not too long there, okay, to work on that. Please don't take too long there, okay, to complete one single illustration here. That's basically the point is there, okay, when you learn from these lessons. You want to draw eyebrow, move closely there, right? Okay. Zoom in closely there, right, son? You cannot draw using this kind of size there. The brush size is too big there, okay, for you add some details there. Okay. Zoom in a little bit more further there, right? Zoom in a little bit more further on your faces there, right? When you want to draw. Yes. Do not actually watch carefully how actually I draw that, right? Alright, continue then. Where you draw like this one, right? Every movement that you actually try to work is wrong there, right? Okay? When it comes to develop your drawing styles there. That's basically what I actually recommend, right? Okay? Based on this one, right? Not only this son, most of you guys there, right? That's why you cannot make it right. You try to draw fast, you try to draw quick, but you not actually analyze the motions correctly there. I think you want to draw it. Okay? Are you sure you draw the nose like that, Alexander? Your nose there, right? Okay? Do you watch basically my demonstrations there, Dixon? Answer my questions there. What basically you watch there, right? I did not draw like that, right? I did not basically draw the nose like this. I didn't teach you guys to draw like this, even though I think Dr. Candy also didn't teach you guys to draw like this one, right? You have reference in front of you. Take a look closely how to draw them back there, right? Everything that you actually have done is wrong there, right? Okay. I have to basically be clear to each one of you guys over here. Okay, what's the problem that we have there, Dixon? Dixon, can you actually show me your second week of exercise? How you draw those portraits, okay? Show me there, please. Open up the files there. You don't have to close your Photoshop there, right? You can open up your files in those Photoshop there. You have a very good kind of reference, but you not practice your drawings. That's all. You can open up using Photoshop there, right? Open up your files in Photoshop there. Simple as that. This is the one that you did there, okay? You have that kind of understanding there, Alexander, okay? But I don't know how much time that you spend to draw this one, okay? The quality of line is very sloppy there, okay? And you mix around all the steps. It's all the time that you works on that, okay? Using the brushes here. That means your lack of practice there, right? Okay? Even though using a very simple kind of methods, using those line weight and styles there to work those kind of strokes there, right? Okay? Alright, anyone else who want to share your screen? Anyone else there? Thank you very much, Alexander, okay? I would say that you actually have learned, you need to improve a lot from there, okay? I'm working with very simple kind of line works like this there, from your reference there, Dixon. Don't tell me that I didn't show you guys how it works there. You draw from these positions there, right? See? Like a pro there, right? What I did basically for myself, okay, to develop that kind of understanding back again, I will spend my time to draw carefully. See, even though I'm using basically ink brushes right here. Dixon, can you see how actually I move my hands right here? Press and release carefully there, right? See? Even though a pro like me also spend more times to develop those kind of understanding there first. Not just draw like this one. What is this there, right? What are you trying to prove right here there, right? What are you trying to prove right here? No, nothing there, right? Okay? You make your drawings, you make your faces look worse there. You have a beauty of your face there, okay? Try to appreciate more by working correctly. See? Draw slowly there, guys, okay? To work on the shape and structures there. I think Mr. Chin or anyone else who actually have teach you guys, taught you guys how to draw correctly, have done their job there to work on it. Right now, before you graduate, at least you can actually draw more better kind of way using those digitals there, right? See? I don't need AI there to work on it. We don't need AI kind of works on it. The problem is you don't understand your own faces there. You shoot your own faces there, okay? You actually capture your own faces a lot on your cameras, but none of those faces that you shoot when you wash yourself every morning that you really understand that, okay? You don't understand yourself there basically. That's why you make those kind of mistakes. Take a look over here. How I actually execute them. Slowly to draw yourself there. I appreciate those faces that I draw right now there. Right? But you don't there. You don't appreciate yourself there. That's why. That's basically the tricks that we actually develop from here. The tasks that we develop from here. Right? Appreciate what we have here. Other than you appreciate someone else there, you're going to draw there. See? Slowly I sculpt basically those hairlines and improvise a little bit there. You say you watch anime a lot, I think. What basically do you watch there, right? You don't watch basically anime to see how actually people actually draw the hairline there, right? Take a look over here, how actually I draw that guy. Using the reference there, guys. I don't actually draw from imaginations that first, in the first place. But what I actually have shown you guys right now, do you actually taking seriously to work with it back again? I don't think so. Because you don't actually appreciate what you see right now, what you have right now. That's the things there. You don't appreciate them there, right? That's why you take for granted while you look at things there. That's why when I actually do those demonstrations, you take for granted there, right? I put a lot of efforts from there. Okay, I run over there, okay, some of the things there that you might not going to be experienced there before there, okay, in order to get back here right now in the first place to share with you guys there, right? But you don't appreciate those things there, right? That you watched and that you saw. That's why you cannot make it right. You just simply watch them there, okay? And take for granted with all those methods and techniques that I show you guys how it works there. Press and release when you move your hands. Press and release there, right? Press and release there, right? See? Practice your hands right here. Draw the eyes there, right? Huh? See? Did you practice yourself there right here? Or you have to go through with all these basics back again there, okay? 10,000 times that to work on it. Big son, look carefully back again there, right? And the rest of you guys there, how it works. Even draw the lips. See? By right, I don't have to teach you guys back again to draw on these basic structures there first, to draw those lips there, right? How many circles that we have right here, to draw those lips, and then we draw back again. Unless you request me to do those kind of things. No? Okay? By right, it's time for you to get a bit kind of advanced, okay? If you thought this is not advanced there, right? Try them first there, okay? Whether you can get it right. To draw those lips there. Draw the nose correctly there, right? See? Without any reference there, to draw the nose there. You guys, I ask you guys to draw based on nose, based on the reference also, you cannot make it right. What's the problems there? Your analytical kind of understanding there, right? Okay? You not actually practice yourself from there. That's all. You've been amazed by the applications that you works with, but you don't actually develop the core understanding on your fundamental of working before you're going to work with that kind of applications. That's the problem that we have. Give any kind of advanced applications there, right? You are not going to develop your fundamental correctly. That's all. Okay? That's the things that reality happens nowadays. Not only you guys, most people's there, right? They're relying too much on technologies, but the problem is there is no aesthetical kind of understanding anymore. They cannot actually practice themselves without any kind of help of those technologies there. Of course, I actually admit myself also there, right? Okay, but the point is, I'm not using those technologies only to develop my skills, but I improvise them at the same time to work on that. I can actually improvise more better, right? Okay, from here if I want to there. Those are the things that guys to work with it. Okay, so we have to be more creative, but not just be more fetish there, okay, on your works there, but be creative there, okay, to develop the skills there. Using reference to guide us there. Right now, I'm using reference to guide me and improvise the thing that I saw from here, and correctly work on it, because I know basically if I want to spend my time to develop all these kind of drawings from scratch, I don't think that most of you guys can understand how it works there. Even though if I want to draw these shapes over here, okay, the shape structures over here, this came from the cylinders there, guys. Okay, this came from the shape cylinders there, okay. This one came from the boxes there, okay. All this kind of understanding there, okay, by right, you can actually learn them from your foundations there, right? Okay, foundation there. So in order to develop those understanding on those basic structures of human kind of anatomies there, right? Okay. These are the things. Can you actually draw like this one there, guys? I'm not trying to be what we call that langsy with you guys there. No, there, right? Okay. But the problem is, did you actually develop the kind of understanding along the way before you enter basically the final year kind of sessions like this one there, right? If you're not, don't blame other people there, guys. Blame on yourself there, because you're not seek for any information there. And of course, the worst thing is you don't ask there, right? You don't ask there, right? To work on it. See? Can you take a look back again? We're not actually tracing them, but we understand why basically we apply those kind of methods from there. Okay? That's the thing that, okay, if you cannot actually develop that kind of understanding right here, to develop that kind of particular kind of what we call that structures and proportions at the same time there, right? That means you're not basically apply and learn correctly and develop your understanding from here. Okay, develop the basics kind of structures of cylinders of human anatomies before you're going to redraw them back. This part basically the same thing. I develop those kind of bunch of shapes there, okay, to develop the structures there first before I'm going to improvise them there later on there, right? So that's basically the things that you miss out there, okay? And don't blame from other people's there that the people don't teach you guys how it works there, right? If you say basically you can learn a lot of things from internet, what you learn right now, is it right or not there, okay? So the basic structures before you go understand how to develop all this kind of line works there. But I make it a little bit more like a shortcut there, okay? Using reference to apply them back, and I actually show you guys how it works to draw at the same time there, right? Okay? To get the right kind of strokes over here. But most of you guys will not basically watch carefully. You always take it for granted there, guys. Why? Because you not actually practice the core understanding how to control the pressures really well there first. You not put yourself efforts on that. And I would say, if you continue working with that kind of mentalities there, okay, your diploma is no values there, okay. Even though we have to create those kind of value for you basically, okay, but you the one who create your kind of certificate, your diploma, with no value of understanding and intellectual kind of what we call that applying on your works there. You don't apply any intellectual kind of understanding from there. Okay, when people ask you, hey, you draw simply there, okay, try to draw that first, and then you actually can show back again the skill of understanding from there. Can you draw like this one, for example, there, right? You show the illustration and works on that. People always try to challenge us, and when we try to challenge them, can they execute the same thing? No, they're right, because they always talk shit with you guys there, okay, but they don't actually show how it works there. And they thought basically they can make more better kind of understanding other than what you produce right now. So right now, when you saw basically I can actually break down basically the shape back again into the more fundamental kind of proportions that before we're going to execute them back again, right? That's basically you saw the value of your understanding when it comes to my classes over here. And of course the line work that you produce right now, it shows basically my kind of basically confidence and understanding in every single shape that I want to draw that. That's why I can basically draw correctly even though I'm using those references that works. You guys don't practice them right. That's why I have to push a bit more further right here before you graduate, right? I'm actually quite pissed off with the technical kind of things that happens to our lab there, okay? This is basically the thing that I have there, okay? But I cannot do anything from there. If I actually run basically, can control basically the facilities, yes, I would say to that people who actually responsible to prepare for our sessions, I'm going to scold them, I'm going to whack them there, okay? To do for those kind of things there. But I can't there, okay? That's why we have to improvise basically back again. I appreciate basically your kind of situation that you actually have right now to bring it to online back again. But focus when we taught and we teach you guys like how it works and apply them back there, right? Don't be fascinated with all this kind of demonstration that you saw, but basically no one going to teach you like me there, right? You can learn also from internet if you want to improvise this method and techniques, if you can make it in a proper way. If you can't, follow back again those methods that I taught you guys, one step at a time, improve more, take serious on it, right? Okay? And then try to get more better kind of results from there. We only have to done one assignment there, guys, but the process of working I want to see from here. Okay, any questions, any kind of inquiries there? Any kind of inquiries, questions there? Alright, Esra, can you actually share your screen? You want to see how it works there, right?
Yeah, I actually have previous caricatures I've done before.
Can I show that?
Okay, good. Right.
Let's see if you can give me advice.
Thank you very much,
that.
Esra, alright?
Second.
This is, I'm gonna go from
The oldest one to the newest one.
Okay. Who is this?
This is my friend.
How about yours?
all of these are my friends. When I first started like figuring out how to use
the program. Just do their faces.
This is when basically you actually done this kind of exercise there, right?
I think this one was back middle
2020, I think.
Okay, how about the latest one there right now? Okay.
these ones.
Okay, Esra, right? This is you,
Oh no, this is also my friend.
Okay, why don't you actually draw your face, okay, right now? Okay, using the method and technique that we actually have done right now, okay? I think you have this kind of skills that you actually can apply from this exercise here, okay? Because I think you have done a few number kind of research on those techniques and drawings there, right? I want to see how actually you clean up the line using your own faces and transfer into the caricatures kind of style there, right? Okay?
I mean, just find an individual.
Find your own faces there, or you can actually capture it on your screen there, right? On your own faces there. Right? Guys, this technique they actually have taught you guys, you can actually use to make money from there, right? Those are the things. It's not actually just for fun. It's not really just for the assignments there, right? You actually can make some of the profit from here later on. Okay, when people ask you guys want to draw for the wedding, for the birthday party, for any kind of events there, okay, you can use this kind of technique back again, okay, to make some profit out of it. Okay. Okay, crop your files there.
So basically, what my method is that I don't actually like trace over it. I'm more like
I look at it and then do it on the side instead.
Okay, why don't you actually use my method there first, and then later on when you want to draw side by side, go ahead there.
Alright.
Because I want to get an accuracy on your faces there first before you're going to improvise them.
Okay.
Okay, that's the things here. You can actually exaggerate using those kind of methods also, using those beautify if you want to, that right? Why don't you actually crop properly there first, compose also into another kind of body there, right, okay? Or your own body there, okay, have a full figures there, okay? And then you actually can what we call that, recompose and draw them back again there, okay? To get
What kind of body?
to get the proper kind of what we call that measurement there, okay, on the whole compositions.
What kind of body?
Any kind of body, as long as the full figures there, right?
Alright, give me a second. Full body.
So everything that I've been taught to you guys, okay, apply them back before you're going to improvise them, okay? That's the thing. You can exaggerate, you can stretch a little bit, you can squash a little bit there, okay, to make it more proper kind of cartoon style there, okay, on this body itself there.
Hold on. Okay. Okay.
Alright. Even though you can actually improvise more, but more later on directly, but I just want to see how actually you execute your drawing line using the reference correctly directly. After this, you want to exaggerate more on your faces, go ahead, because I can saw you can actually capture a lot of details from your previous kind of techniques there. That's why I asked you to apply back again the fundamental kind of techniques that I actually show you guys how it works, because I want you guys to capture some of the details there. Are you sure you're going to draw the nose like that, right? It can be this kind of stuff there, yes. Okay, work on it. Try to produce more better kind of quality of line there, okay, Ezra? That's the first thing that we have to focus everyone there, guys. One of the reason, like I told you just now, why actually I asked you guys to draw from this reference there first, right, okay? Because I want you guys to learn to capture all these kind of details there. Sometimes when we draw, without actually apply on top of the layers there, okay, we cannot apply some of the details there, especially for those who non-experienced kind of person there, right? That's the thing happens normally there. Okay, your techniques are going to be a little bit kind of loose and light there, okay? You cannot actually capture the whole details there. That's the reason why basically we had that kind of what we call that you see there, okay? Look carefully back again to the shapes of those eyes. Try to capture it correctly there first. Understand the shapes of your structures really well before you're going to redesign some of the things later on there, okay? Improvise those kind of layers or shapes there, right, okay? And of course, okay, all this kind of what we call a process have to be go through with a lifelong learning experience, guys, okay? So we cannot say that basically you can get all these kind of methods correctly all the times, but I know maybe in the future, okay, nowadays also we have a certain kind of applications that can make the whole things without drawing there, okay? And you have to be prepared, okay, to challenge also your kind of careers later on if you want to become a designer there, okay? Some people can actually use all these applications without knowing how to draw there, okay? So you guys spend 1.5, 2 years basically diploma there, okay? It's nothing later on. Okay, even not actually preparing your kind of value of understanding here. Okay, to develop your skills, design sense at the same time to work on it. Alright, now basically you saw basically what Ezra have done right now, right? When he been asked to focus back again to the faces that he should draw there, right? Okay? Now he spend more time slowly to understand all the elements that he tried to draw there, okay? If you try to draw just now beside of your reference, I know basically you're going to simplify most of the things there, okay? And you're going to lose some of the details that you actually have tried to capture during the process of drawing there. That's why I asked him basically to follow back again the methods there, right? Because we want to see all this kind of detailing that you captured there, okay? Same goes to Big Sun just now there, right? Okay? And the rest of you guys also when you actually try to work on it. I can actually exaggerate your faces using those liquify a lot later on there, okay? If I want to draw this, is rather, okay? Your cheek there, basically I can exaggerate more bigger there, okay? The chin are going to be more smaller there, okay? To make it more emphasizing on the exaggerations there, on the cutting styles on your face. So all this kind of thing can be developed, guys. Have fun to work on it and also learn to develop the design aesthetical kind of understanding from there. The caricatures is not all about just to make fun of someone's faces there, guys. If you take a look closely there, okay, it's all about how to redesign the faces, exaggerate them into the non-conventional kind of way of drawing the portrait, okay, but at the same time, people can still remain to recognize basically the faces there, okay, of the person itself there, right? Those are the things that we can do, okay. I actually, before Photoshop, I draw everything from scratch there, right? Now basically when you have Photoshop, computers, technologies to work on that, of course there, okay, we take advantage on this kind of particular kind of technology that we have. But I did not actually get caught with those technologies by not basically applying the creative side of human kind of skills based on the tools that I used at the same time there. To draw the hair correctly there, Ezra, I think we did kind of lack of those kind of understanding on draw and simplify the shapes of the hair, alright? Because the hairline will not continue being developed the same kind of stroke that you produce from those faces that you draw just now, okay? They be kind of off from the actual kind of styles that you should produce, okay, on the strokes, right, for the hair. I think because the thickness, okay, the thinness of the line, okay, that you produce right here. Right, those kind of things also really important, guys, right? Okay, when we develop the kind of strokes, it has to be continuing develops the same kind of methods of stroke that we produce from the actual kind of line that we produce on the faces there, okay, to make it more continuity, okay, more harmonized, okay, on every single kind of line and stroke for the whole presentation later on there. Can you zoom out a little bit your faces there, Ezra? And close the layers of your drawings, that is.
Wait, which one? This one.
Okay. This one there, right? Okay, continue them back. Okay, before you continue there, Ezra, okay, I want to share some screen there for you. Alright, okay. I want to share my screen there, right, okay. I just want to show you guys, okay, how actually I'm going to exaggerate Ezra faces from here, okay, but still maintaining basically, because normally I'm using my kind of imaginations to work on that, guys, but because we have the technologies nowadays, I can actually exaggerate a little bit from here, okay? Make it more like a cartoon styles of Ezra kind of faces there. I did the same thing also with mine there, okay? Don't worry there. I did a lot of mine there, right? So what I can do there right now, okay? But if you want to exaggerate there, guys, please make sure you try not to develop those kind of exaggerations until you cannot recognize the person there. Okay? That's basically the what we call the important things that we need to understand there. Okay? Some people say that, okay, how actually I'm going to exaggerate the okay? For me there, okay, one of the most important things nowadays to basically to give you guys a bit kind of more clear understanding how to exaggerate clearly how it works, I will use this kind of methods there, guys. You see that, right? Ezra, hopefully you're okay with it, right? I just want to show you how actually going to be worked there. Huh?
Yep, go ahead.
Okay. So it's going to be fun there, guys, okay, to transfer yourself into more cartoon styles. But of course, this kind of techniques, not people, if you work with commercials there, okay, based on my experience, not people will accept it there, guys, okay. But if you go to American, you go to States there, okay, most people will appreciate more there, okay. But Malaysians, locals, I don't think so there, guys, okay. Some people, most people that I try, okay, especially, right, some corporate kind of thing that, or maybe not a corporate, okay, sometimes some corporate kind of people love to see that, okay, but some of the laymen, they not basically were accepted this kind of styles there. They thought basically that we make fun of it. No, there, okay, we want to exaggerate there, okay, to make more better kind of look and feel of your faces in the cartoon versions there. That's all there, okay. But people will thought differently sometimes, okay, but it's depending on the personal kind of point of view. That's why I show you guys, okay, the what we call that the common kind of style that you can produce for caricatures like this one. You just draw back again based on your own faces there, right? And the different kind of point of view there, okay, that you actually can develop from here to works. Okay, right now, okay, just now when Ezra actually used a very strong kind of shapes there, okay, but not strong enough. If I want to make into more cartoon styles like this there, right? So take a look, guys, okay, how actually I using basically those kind of strokes carefully there, okay, when I want to draw there, right? See? When I want to draw them back. Okay? Spend your times to draw carefully on those structures there, okay, of those faces there, right? Even though we can actually use a lot of exaggerations later on there, right, okay, to work on that, but I try to maintain whatever that I actually have produced there first. Okay, this kind of strokes that Ezra have done just now, okay, I improvise a little bit there, right? See? Same goes to this part over here. If you watch some of the Mad magazine there before there, right, they use all this kind of exaggerations kind of techniques that how actually Ezra draw the feet just now. I will exaggerate a little bit using this kind of methods there, Ezra. Okay, draw those lips, those kind of feet, okay, a bit more proper on the strokes there, right? Yeah. Maintain also those kind of what we call that strokes of those brushes there, okay, all the time that works on that. See? Yeah. That's why using technologies nowadays, it will help you a lot there, guys, okay? Before those technologies we have those technologies here. I actually using my skills only that to work on it. Okay, relying on the skills there. Okay, you can saw some of the previous kind of work that I've done there. Okay, I think on the Facebook there, right, to work on that. So I literally basically use purely on the skills there, okay, to work on it. But now when we have the technologies that I actually have shared also with you guys, these tricks there, right, everyone actually can draw and design caricatures. Okay. Now the hairline, okay, I make it the shapes of this hair a bit more smaller there, right? So how actually I draw those shapes of those hair there as well. Take a look at that. See? To maintain basically the strokes there, guys. Okay? Yeah. Okay? Yeah. Alright, how it works there, okay? Comparing to what you produced just now, how I actually maintain those kind of line and strokes at the same time to work. And then when you have complete these kind of things, what you can do when you want to paint there, right? When you're going to paint there, okay, make sure basically you combine all those lines together there first. You want to make sure that okay, you cannot feel the colors later on there, right? Okay, when you get it right over there, select back again. Okay, what happens here, right? I think some of the areas there, right, did not combine them right. Okay? Brush back again. Yeah. Okay. Inverse. Your layers there. That's basically the base colors there, right? Okay? Not base color, but the shapes of it, right? Okay? Based on the shapes of it, okay? From here, I can do more selections there, right? Just now, basically, Dixon, I don't know what happens if you crop there, okay? This is the way that we crop there. Control T, all right? Control T for crop. Control T for cropping there, right, Dixon? Okay, that's how it goes. Okay, Control T, you can actually scale. See? Okay, Dixon? Save the files, do some selections back again. Alright, I can actually select, for example, if I want to select, okay, I don't want to select the hair. I use basically, right, okay, I'm not using basically some of the tools there. I'm only use the lasso tools to work on that, right? And then what I can do from here, copy and paste I only can select the faces there, right? Okay, from here I can start to paint. See, this is the base color for examples there, right? Then we can start to paint there, guys. Okay, how actually I'm going to paint? Put it into the side there, right? Check the highlight and shadows at the same time so that you work on it. What I can do from here, okay, I can add also some of the base colors there, okay, like this one there, right? Okay, the base colors there. So what I can do, okay, base colors a bit right here, then add some shadings there, okay, colors there, okay, but not too dark there, okay. Brush tools, soft brushes, and I can actually reduce the opacities there and start to paint. See, reduce a bit more further, okay. Check it, okay. These are basically the shadows there, right? Start to paint the shadows there. Make a very strong shadows kind of forms from here. This part also there, right? There. And you see there, right? Slowly we can actually sculpt basically the shadows there to make a form of these faces there, right? Adjust the size and paint it back again. See? I'm looking into the shadows line there, okay, that I saw from here. Shadows kind of shapes. Okay, paint carefully there, right? And leave it some of the areas not too dark to paint too dark there, okay, from there. Okay, the lips has to be look different, right? Okay, the colors there, okay, combinations there. I think a little bit more like reddish. All right. Paint there. See? Right. This is only a base colors from there. So I can actually increase a little bit on those shadings from there before I can add some highlight later on there, right? Okay, blend it up there, right, later on. So highlight, see? This is basically a tip there, right, okay, that I actually can, it's not a purely white, but actually add some white colors later on from there, okay? See? So overall, basically, okay, if you actually look carefully, you actually can get those shadings right there, okay? The highlight a bit from here, the highlight a little bit from here. Slowly paint them right. Highlight came from this side, okay, even a little bit because there's a reflections over here, right? There. So there. So this is basically one of those basics methods there for you guys that you learn first how to paint correctly here before you're going to do some advanced kind of techniques, okay, because this technique also people make money out of it there, right? Start to draw, to paint some details of those eyes a bit there. You can add some of the details over here there. This part over here. Adjust the size. Okay, improving the size, okay, adjust the size according to the structures that you want to paint. It's really important there, guys, okay, to work on it. There. And then go back into the shadings there. This part basically, right? Some of the details here a bit and here a bit there, right? See? But the detailings that I create, okay, I'm not actually just focused on those hard shadows there, but I revise and also improvise some of those shadings according to the areas that I want to paint, to cover some of the areas to make it more better kind of sculpt out those structures back again, right? See, slowly we actually can enhance a bit on the strokes, right? On those forms, right? From the structures that we saw from here. Now the eyes itself, there, right? Maybe I can paint a bit more dark first there, right? But not too dark for the pupils. Then I can add some more heavier kind of tones over here. At the same time, can you see there, right? I add some highlight there, right? Add a bit more highlight from here. Okay. You can see some of the details there from there, okay? You can add more and more details later on there, guys, okay, to work on that. Okay, the reflections, yeah, of course, the reflections there. Okay. And I always love to play with shadows, but using not, if you saw basically some of the reflections over here there, guys, can you see the purple kind of shadows there? Right. So what we do as illustrators, right, we are going to exaggerate a little bit there on the shadows there. It's not basically a bruise there, right, but shadows that can actually make some reflections on our presentation a bit more vibrant there, okay? When you use this purple as a shadows there. That's basically one of the things that color theorists have been taught us, okay, but no one basically apply normally there, okay? But when you saw some anime kind of animations, okay, they use this kind of methods, then you suddenly say, oh, I can use this one, okay? But you never thought basically you have learned that before on your lessons there. See? And I can use also some highlight using other colors there, right? Like yellows, which there, okay? To work on that. To make more vibrant kind of looks there, see? Other than using only one boring kind of colors there all the time there, right? There, guys. See? So that's the things that, guys, okay, that we actually can experiment them correctly to work on that. Even though I can use also bluish there, right, okay, for the reflections. I can actually apply different layers there, right, to get more kind of like those glasses kind of effects there. See? So all these things basically quite interesting if you actually have that kind of understanding and watch properly when you look into my demonstrations. Okay, yeah. All right, look, you presenting differently, okay? Not like other people kind of perceptions, okay, on develop those skills. That's the thing that we can actually work on it and develop your kind of styles there. Okay. So how is it, Ezra? Okay, when you actually start to redraw back again, it doesn't look fine there, right? Can you see how it basically the things making more worse there, right? Okay, because you not basically have practiced enough on the skills there. That's why go through back again the method and the lessons that I actually have taught you guys, then slowly develop the skills from your imaginations there, right? When you actually start to have that kind of understanding on the proportions there. The problem when you draw just now, you're not actually start with the basic structure, the foundation of your drawings there. You start with the doodle kind of lines there, right? You simply draw them like Kim Jong-il, Kim Jong-un, whatever Korean kind of guy who actually can draw without structures there, right? Okay? That basically a master kind of guy there, okay? You're not mastered enough there, right? So draw fundamentally based on the method that we actually taught you first. Then slowly grow yourself to develop the skills there by using the proper kind of methods. Okay, right?
Alright.
You want to draw something like that, can. So the methods that you have to do there, okay guys, is try to sketch it out there first. Simple as that. Okay, sketch first your structures there, right? People draw the structures like this first. When they want to draw something there, right guys, okay? People draw this kind of structures there first. Okay, how to draw basically the nose itself. Okay, people not just simply draw the outline there, right? Okay, and people draw the structures like this there first. Okay, when they want to develop basically the drawings there. Now, from here, okay, for example, like this one, I will exaggerate a little bit more further on the. Normally, from these techniques, we are going to develop it more bigger on this, on those glasses. Maybe the ears a bit there later on. All right. All right. And then from here, when you get it right, all those kind of sketches right here, the foundation sketches that you saw from here, right? Then it's time for you to draw back again lah, Ezra. See?
Okay.
That's the thing that we're supposed to do, right? We sketch first correctly. Get the proper kind of line first before you're going to add some of the details there. See? That's the thing that you're supposed to do there, Ezra. Okay. I improvise from my sketches there. I'm not just simply draw according to those reference that I added from the sketches that I actually have there. Right? I will try to redraw and improvise the thing that I saw normally according to the needs there, okay, on those subject matters that we're going to draw. Sometimes when we sketch, it's a bit kind of what we call that, loose there, right, okay, on those proportions there. What we can do right now, we can actually improvise them back and try to get correctly done. Okay? Now, once you have maintained basically this kind of proportion that you want to draw there, right, correctly, that's the things that we have to learn. Right? You have to learn basically back again from basics there, right? How to sketch properly before you produce those kind of drawings here. Or your kind of clean up line there, right, at the same time there, right. That's what you're supposed to do, right? Most of people there, right. Yeah. Okay. See how the level of detail that I can produce from here. Okay, without reference there, right. So the line works that I produce. Okay, I can actually produce a level of details there back again. So even though they're going to have a more kind of what we call the developments from here, but you guys can see the level of details that I can maintain. That's almost the same like this one, a bit more exaggerated there, right? That's the thing there, guys, the beauty of understanding how to work correctly. Okay, not because I ask you guys to draw from reference. It doesn't look cool, it doesn't look like a professional there, okay? Guys, the person who actually teach you guys right now is professional enough to teach you guys how it works correctly. So, you want to learn a proper way, learn from the foundations first. Okay, then you actually can practice more and more, but enjoy the process of working with that. Okay, at my age, at your age right now, you have more time to practice there, okay? So learn and you use your time that you have, even though you say you don't have time, but always people have time to learn, develop your skill correctly. Alright, enjoy the process of working at the same time, and then you will basically can develop more further, and hopefully in the future you can be more better than mine. Right? Those are the things. Okay. Alright, guys. If you have any inquiries, any questions, any kind of what we call that kind of questions that you want to ask me, okay? So the strokes that you have, good, but the exaggerations on the styles and the skills there, okay, has to be improved a lot from you. Okay, it takes time there, but you will learn from there. Use technologies to help you also there. Okay, that's why I'm using Liquify to share with you guys some of the thought that I have in mind there before, but I never used them before for my works, okay, until I figured out, okay, Liquify, you can exaggerate, you can have fun with it. Why don't actually I use the Liquify to expand basically my kind of creative process in order to make my works more faster, okay, to exaggerate people's face. But of course, when I actually draw from life, I cannot actually use computers. Alright, I have to sketch back again according to the things that I actually show as well just now, okay. I actually draw the basic structure that goes to works on that. Okay, I actually going to break down people's face into shapes there. Okay, break down people's face into shapes there. Right? So those are the things that I've done for those caricatures. Okay, break down people's face into shapes before we get to add more kind of exaggeration on the faces there. Right? Okay. All right, guys. If you don't have any questions, thank you very much for having me today, and I appreciate basically your sharing sessions there. Ezra, keep on practicing there, right? Okay. So it's a good thing if you enjoy yourself, but make sure you practice properly there, right? Okay. Try to practice properly. Using any kind of methods can help you to add more details on your kind of understanding of your drawings. Okay, especially when we have the computers nowadays. There's a lot of shortcut way. Even though I have shown you guys right now how it works, you actually can execute correctly to develop your skills, especially when you use tablet, guys. Okay, when you use tablets, there's a lot of way basically we can actually make our skill a bit more. We can learn more faster, okay. But of course, the foundation has to be strong all the time. Okay. All right. Thank you guys for having today. And good luck with your assignments. We're going to see you guys back again next week on Monday there, okay? And hopefully you guys can gain something from here and keep on practicing at the same time. Enjoy the process. I get you guys back again, okay, next week. Okay, bye-bye. Take care and have a good day. Have a good weekend, guys. Bye-bye.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay, welcome there, guys.